Welcome to this tutorial video about storytelling, coffee moments and half-pipe moments in tango. What do we mean with that? Tango, as any other dance, especially a couple dance, is about having a dialogue in the couple. And this dialogue, I imagine, like telling a story, for example, to a child. So it's not like you talk and you talk and you talk and you talk and you talk, but you start and you read the book, and then there's a moment of suspension, and then you continue, and then there's period. And by coincidence, also the music of the 40s goes a little bit like this in waves, and always has these parts where it starts again, where it's renewed. So for that we have the metaphor of having a coffee break. When I have coffee in the morning, I just love it. There's no day without coffee for me. And so if you look at my rib cage, when I think of the coffee feeling, I'm closing the rib cage. Pay attention that I don't go and collapse. I can have, well, we search, of course, the upright position to grow, and yeah, we can start to close the rib cage, and we can also have the coffee later with the elbows. So this will be a good start. Start with coffee. A very simple sequence that we use a lot to practice at the beginning is that we have 2 steps, we change the weight, and we go back. So to make sure clear the coffee feeling, the preparatory step is the coffee, we roll, and here we have like a little coffee again, but not as strong as the first one. Strong coffee and little coffee. Let's switch on the other side. For the storytelling, every story starts with the attention or this narrator. I wait until I have the attention, then I have coffee, and then I start. The attention, and I hold, and I continue. And by that, I create a bigger structure. If I just do the same steps, done, 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 done. On the one hand, it's half as interesting. On the other hand, it's much more difficult to communicate. When we have this circle that we first have a little release and then we build it up again, it will be far more natural to communicate and to be together with your partner. A second variation can be the outside step. So I started before, but then the second step I go outside. Back I can still have it inside, or back I can stay outside and come back inside with a metaphor. And only have it outside for the lady for this. In order that it works, we have a slight torsion with our upper body. But we will see this in detail in a different video. Now, until this is not yet a figure that we use in tango. This is an element that we can build a figure out of. So how do we create our true tango figure? I choose the version where I go outside. Now when I go back, I only do one step and open that Fanni continues. She comes back, and now we have a tango figure. This element is called ocho. More often we will have it maybe directly, and we will accompany the lady. And here this is a first introduction to an ocho. So 2 steps, change, I open that she continues, I close, she comes back, I go my right, and we are finished. Show it to the other side. Silence. Coffee. 1, 2, change, leaders stop, ladies continue, I close, she comes, I take a little step in front of her, and we are finished.
For us, the beginning is the same. We have 2 steps backward, then change of weight, and then we have 2 steps while our leaders stay on one spot. When I go to my right, I stay on the right, and I feel the invitation to come back from where I was coming, so I turn, staying on the right, and I step again forward with the left, and I face my partner again. This turn we call pivot, and the whole structure with the forward step is a forward up.
The next variation could be, instead of the change of weight, we do a rebote. A rebote is directly if we start and we go somewhere else. So instead of continuing there, we go in opposite direction. So let's see the whole structure. I recommend to use the outside walk, but then it's easier that the lady finds the way outside as well for going backwards. And here she continues in this ocho, and we have the ochos. What now happened was that I took the opposite position. We can have ochos in parallel position or in opposite position. So one more time. Rebote, she continues. Now I stay on the same side. Now in opposite position. Now I go to the other side. And we have that. Try both.
From the other side? Both
From the other side. And 1, 2. Rebote, opposite, opposite. And the same, rebote, I stay, I close, she comes, I change the weight, and we have the exit. One term is still missing that we didn't explain, the half-pipe feeling. When we imagine a skater in the half-pipe, there's gravity, so he comes up and he can decide, I go down, I just touch and I go back, I touch and I go back, or I enjoy this movement a little bit more and then I go down in the half-pipe again. When we're playing with these 2 steps, I imagine a little bit this half-pipe. So I start, I continue to the other side, I have this, and then I have the impulse to come back. Other side, and again. What do I mean? I mean that I'm not completely regular, and I'm not stopping either. 1, 2, and it's kind of similar to the coffee feeling, but still a little bit different. As you see, I can also walk more steps backwards, especially when I'm practicing in a room, in order to manage the space. Later the milonga and the ronda, we dance mostly in the forward sense. Another variation could be to do more than just 2 steps. So I start and I continue, and for example I do 4. To make it more interesting, I can have the beginning a little bit more outside, and then I continue walking, and also I can take the last one outside. So we start a little bit diagonal, we continue, and we have maybe the last one outside. It could also be 3, it doesn't need to be 4. So then maybe I have the second one outside, and the third one is the last. I could also combine this with the rebote. So I start, I'm going out, 4, and then I have the rebote into the ocho. We continue, and if we had space, we could continue with another series of steps. We call that the banana. When we start, pay attention that for the lady, it will be a bigger step than for us. If I do the same, then we will stay still very frontal. So I invite the lady to come a little bit more around, and by that I create this little circularity and the banana dimension. dimension of it. Another little detail is that this first step, it's the preparation. In music, it's the upbeat. It's not 1, 2, but it is and 1, 2. So be clear with your body that it continues. It's not separated. It's not just like, okay, what was next? But here, and then we continue. This will make it easy. Thanks for watching.
Enjoy practicing.